Hollywood has a long history of putting its coolest characters from one movie smack dab in the middle of another movie's plot, and these days, every little film property wants to be a big, tough, expanded universe. But what about the more obscure crossovers? The ones that took years for fans to discover. Here are the coolest crossovers in film that you may have missed. Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, and Casper. When Harold Ramis co-wrote the original Ghostbusters movie, he managed to sneak one pretty amazing crossover cameo from one of his earlier movies, 1980's Caddyshack. We all remember crazy greenskeeper Carl Spackler from Caddyshack, played to perfection by Bill Murray. In a deleted scene from Ghostbusters, the now homeless Spackler can be seen walking through Central Park with another bum, played by Dan Aykroyd, debating politics and martial arts.
I think that a good karate guy is always going to top a heavyweight boxer.
11 years later, director Brad Silberling got in on the crossover action, adding a brief scene into Casper which features Dan Aykroyd's Ghostbusters character running away in terror from the haunted Whipstaff Manor.
Who are you gonna call? Someone else.
Alien, Blade Runner, Firefly, and beyond. Did you know that some of the most beloved science fiction franchises in existence are all related? While it's long been speculated that there's a connection between the Alien and Blade Runner worlds, the idea was essentially confirmed with the DVD release of Prometheus. In one of the bonus features on the disc, you can read a letter from Peter Weyland in which he talks about his mentor in robotics and how it eventually all blew up in his face. For those who know their Blade Runner history, it's pretty clear that Weyland is referring to Eldon Tyrell, who got killed by one of the replicants he created. Those movies also have a link to the 1998 sci-fi film Soldier, which is considered an unofficial sequel to the original Blade Runner. For example, in one scene you can see a Blade Runner spinner in a trash heap. Additionally, die-hard fans of Joss Whedon's series Firefly can tell you that the logo on Mal's turret gun in the pilot episode belongs to none other than the Weyland-Yutani Corporation from the Alien franchise. Finally, there's the whole Predator connection, which was explored in two completely unnecessary Alien vs. Predator movies, but hinted at much earlier in Predator 2 when a xenomorph skull is seen in a trophy case. Every Pixar movie. Pixar has produced a whole lot of great movies, but did you know that all of those films are at least interconnected, if not set within the same universe? According to movie critic John Negroni's ridiculously in-depth theory, it goes deeper than that. He says the world of Pixar movies is run by Mega Corporation By and Large, or B&L, which shows up in multiple movies, and all the movies exist on the same timeline. Beyond Negroni's theory, the connections can be traced through an impressive number of Easter eggs the Pixar animators have left sprinkled through their films, including the ever-popular Pizza Planet truck, which appears in almost every Pixar movie. Rango and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. While we're on the topic of animated movies, let's talk about Rango. This 2011 children's feature film from Gore Verbinski has much more in common with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas than you might realize. Both movies feature Johnny Depp in the main role, and Rango wears a flowered shirt much like Hunter S. Thompson's alter ego Raoul Duke from Fear and Loathing. At one point, Rango gets plastered to the windshield of a passing vehicle driven by Thompson and his lawyer, Dr. Gonzo, in the same convertible from Fear and Loathing. Additionally, there's a scene in Fear and Loathing where Thompson sees a bunch of clothed humanoid lizards. Given the theme of existentialism throughout Rango, it makes you wonder if maybe the entire movie may have taken place in the hallucinations of Thompson as he drove through the desert.
Suddenly, there was a terrible roar all around us, and the sky was full of what looked like huge bats, all swooping and screeching and diving around the car.
Split and Unbreakable. Director M. Night Shyamalan's career seems to be taking an upswing. His 2015 found-footage horror movie The Visit was a huge success, and Shyamalan followed that up with another hit, the 2016 psychological thriller Split. For fans of Shyamalan's earlier work, the way that Split ended was explosive.
Is this like that crazy guy in the wheelchair that they put away 15 years ago? They gave him a funny name, too.
Mr. Glass.
Yep, that's a reference to Samuel L. Jackson's wheelchair-bound villain from Unbreakable. This appearance by Willis was more than just a quick bit of fan service. The cameo was cut from test screenings in order to keep it a secret, and Shyamalan revealed that the character of Kevin actually appeared in early versions of the script for Unbreakable. That makes Split a sequel to Unbreakable, set some 15 years later. If that weren't exciting enough on its own, Shyamalan is hard at work on a third movie, Glass, which will feature the characters from both Split and Unbreakable. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel, plus check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.